All right, good morning. Good Tuesday morning, everybody. We have got a lot of stuff on the agenda today, so let's jump right into this pre-market game plan and get this day going. We already took some trades today. Doing good so far. You know, jump on that Discord channel. I'm going to start putting all the information in the Discord channel. I'm going to post to Facebook, but I'm not going to be doing it twice because it takes a lot of time. It's very time consuming. Trying to get the 30-day boot camp going. It's not going to be ready in 30 days, okay, guys, because this is going to be professional. I'm going to have voiceovers in it. It's going to be something that you've never seen on this channel before. So it's going to look like you went and paid for this course. And we got some good news coming up. I'm going to tell you guys what's going on with the channel, what we're doing, what we're looking for. So a lot of good things to come, guys, so just be patient. We are still planning on starting the first week in October. However, right now, just found out we could have a major hurricane coming here that week, so we'll just have to play it by ear. All right, so let's go and get this day started. Let's go to the 30-minute time frame now, guys. We need to clean up our charts a little bit, find out where we're going. Remember, the stock market doesn't just run around aimlessly, not knowing where it wants to go. The stock market, it has a methodology. It has places it wants to be, okay? So this is why we go to these higher time frames. All right, I'm going to actually keep this line intact. We're going to remove this one. Got to clean up this chart a little bit. Get a lot of this stuff off of here that we do not need, so we can get going for today. All right, so we did get this gap to fill here, right? We filled that gap yesterday. That's what we were looking for. Remember, starting from last week, we had already sold off a good bit, which is why we were not looking to go short in this area or this area, all right? Now, this comes over time, over time, staring at the charts, understanding how the actual stock market works, not the low float penny stocks where 90% of the Wall Street bettors and retail traders live. They could not come to the regular market and trade stocks like Apple, Amazon, Google. And I'm not saying that that's not, they can't. They can, but most of them live in penny stock world, chasing the penny stocks around. And there's good money in it, but you have to know what you're doing again, just like anything. All the knowledge you're going to gain from this, the futures, what we're trading is the NASDAQ, right? We're trading the 100 stocks in the NASDAQ in the futures market. All right, so enough of that. Let's go out here now and start getting set up for today. The higher time frames are also going to give you your best areas of support and resistance. So let's edit this. Let's move this down to here. All right, and we're going to edit this one. Let's make that green. We're going to move it up to here. And we'll edit it even a little bit more once we get in. The gap to fill is now filled. We can remove that. This here is no longer in play. So we're going to move. Actually, we'll just remove it. Remove, remove, remove. All right, so it looks good, looks clean. Now let's drop down to our 15-minute time frame so we can start expanding on this. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and delete this and redraw it. All right. Start at that candle wick. Remember, wick to close, wick to close. All right. Now, looks like we're breaking through here, but until we actually do, we're going to go ahead and mark it as support. And save that information. We're going to come up here. We're going to mark off this resistance area. Now remember, I'm not going to go by this area right here. I'm going to actually encompass the entire area up to this double top. All right, so this is going to be our resistance overhead. I'm going to make this one just a tiny bit thicker green. There we go, looks better. All right, this one I'm going to do the same thing. Let me go ahead and make it a little bit thicker here. Turn it to red. Oh, no, green, sorry. Still don't feel so hot today, so bear with me. We're gonna move this one right up into this zone for now, instead of drawing another additional line. Gonna remove it. All right, looking good. Now let's go to yesterday's close. Don't forget that economic calendar. I need to start with that every day. 4 p.m. Right here, yesterday's close. Let's go ahead and mark that off in yellow. All right. And notice how it forms support right here, right? But now it's going to be resistance. But we're going to keep it yellow so we don't get confused as to what it is as our day unfolds, right? All right, so up here at the top is a major area of resistance. All right, that is the pre-market high so far. The pre-market low, I mean, we don't have one at the moment. You know, we're making new lows as we speak, so we really can't speak to that. And if you can't speak to it, you can't define it. You don't draw it. All right, you just know that we don't have any overnight lows yet to chart. All right, now let's drop down into the 2-minute time frame. And there we have it. Now, from the 2-minute time frame, now notice what we got here. We got some nice measured moves, right? That's what this was, is from this morning. Getting those measured moves, guys. It's going to be the easiest money you make. Easy money, easy money. I didn't trade it. I actually, over the summer, a friend of mine asked if I could help him clean Lowe's. They needed a cleaning guy. He didn't have enough people to work for him. And I said, sure, it's summertime, it's slow, wasn't much going on. I was just messing with the futures, but I'm still doing it. He hasn't found anybody yet, so that's why I didn't get able to trade these. All right, so let's draw some trend channels right now. All right, we're gonna draw that one. And now we're going to go backwards. Go to here. Going to get that A line. And there we have it. Alright, so let's back up a little bit here. Look at the big overall picture. Alright. If this is a continuation, where do these bears want to go, right? They're going to want to come back down to retest the lows, right? We're in an area right now where it's kind of just best to sit out and wait. All right, so what I was showing you guys in the pictures this morning, and I know it might be confusing with the cursor, but I don't know if I can maybe get the cursor off of there. I'll have to look at it and see. How can I do that? That's the crosshairs. I don't know. I don't want to mess around with it right now in this video. This is pre-market game plan, and I want to stick with that. All right, so this is a pattern that you'll see a lot in the regular market. Looks like a cup and handle, but like I said in the posts, cup and handles typically don't play out in the real stock market. The reason they work so well in penny stock land is because this is what all retail traders, new traders are, taught, and that's why they work, because they'll see them forming and everybody will pile in over here and cause the price to go up on the low float stocks. In the real market with professional traders, they're not using that kind of analysis. All right, hedge funds don't trade cup and handles, so we're with the big boys in these type of markets. So this is what you'll get used to understanding. All right, the more that you spend time in the markets and join me. All right, so this is a game plan. All right, right now we're just kind of waiting to see what we're going to do here. Are we going to again come back up and retest this and continue down and then bounce around here until we shoot back off to the upside? Remember, the economic calendar, I've been getting messages all morning on it. There is some news on it for today, but we have the FOMC coming out tomorrow, and then I forget the other data coming out on Friday. So the FOMC tomorrow is going to be a pretty big market mover, right? So typically the market doesn't really like to do much prior to news like that. So we just kind of want to, take it slow, small position sizes, nothing major. But I would imagine, if anything, depending on what that news comes out, those bulls are going to want to try and get it back up to here, right? The market's going to want to try and get back up to here if it's predicting bad news tomorrow. Why? So they could sell high, okay? Remember, buyers want to buy low, sellers want to sell high. All right, so you always got to keep that in the back of your mind. You got to be thinking forward and ahead, just like the market does when it prices all this stuff in, okay? You have to be forward thinking. All right, so what we're looking at for this morning is, are we going to come up here and work our way down, and then is it going to get bought up all day, right? Remember, the overall big picture, we are in a downtrend on your daily and weekly charts, all right? The overall picture is to the downside, all right? So we want to keep that in the back of our minds, but we're short-term day traders, so we're relying on yesterday's price action and market direction, right? So right now we're having a pretty strong uptrend, right? So how do you trap in those bears to make it back up here? The market likes to come down and get all those bearish people thinking, oh man, is this actually a reversal, right? Are we going back down? And then what will the market do? The market will do one of those kind of 1-2 fake outs, and your best areas of trade are going to be in areas of liquidity, right? Because once those bears are trapped, right, you're going to use their stop losses as fuel. Okay? So that's kind of my trade plan, my game plan for today. Again, we are in a strong uptrend short term. And we do have news coming out tomorrow, news that's going to move the markets. But remember, the market's already priced in the news well in advance. All right? So right now we're trading in this channel. We're under the 200. We are under the VWAP again. We had the big sell-offs. Repeated yesterday, right? Repeated yesterday. We had the big sell-offs overnight, kind of bounced around, and then we ripped right back up. All right, so that's the repeat of yesterday. So this is kind of the areas that we're looking at, right? We could possibly, and if we go out to an even higher time frame, I want to show you guys this. Let's go out to the daily. All right, so we got all of our trade zones here. But notice the overall downtrend, right? We're still in that overall downtrend on the daily time frame. So where could we draw another area to be looking to watch? Okay, we're on the daily time frame, right? We got this area right up here, so let's go ahead and mark that off so it's on our charts and we don't get caught without realizing it's there, right? Because once we get up into this area, if we do, you're going to have a bunch of sellers waiting to come in and rip this market right back down where it belongs. All right? So now we got that up here. We got a couple of good areas to be watching, be mindful of. And if we do continue to fall out and break through, you know, we're looking in this area right here. So we'll just go ahead and mark that off. Because remember, we're going to come back to those June lows. That's going to be our next couple major areas. Alright, so now we got everything ready to go. We are good to go. We got all of our areas marked off below us, marked off above us, right? So after this, if we break this, if we were to just rip today, come back, break through this, and climb, this is where you're looking. This is where we're looking to go, alright? Now, do I think we're going to do that today? I don't know. You know, we don't play what we think, we play what we see. If you trade what you think, you're not going to be in the game very long. Alright, so have a game plan. That's what we're looking at for today. Alright? You want to wait for your entries. Let the market come to you. Let the market show you what it wants to do. Okay? Are we going to continue this pattern? Here's the right side of the roof. Alright? Now, to play this, you want to wait for that breakout and then to come back up here. Don't take that first bar, right? Because we're already having weakness, right? This is what I was talking about this morning in the pre-market trades that I was taking and showing you guys in the group. Alright? We had this nice U shape. But right here, this bar was an excellent entry bar, but we had no follow through, right? And then we'd never trade big bars leading up to a resistance area, all right? So since this bar had no follow through, this immediately told me, use caution. We have a 98% chance that it's not going to work, all right? Typically when we see this, one of two things will happen. We'll keep seeing it and grind up to the next level, which is right here, and that's where we'll get that rocket fuel up to that support or resistance up above. Alright, let me erase all this. Remember, this is all about being consistently making yourself available in the markets, watching patterns unfold. I can't stress it enough, guys. Patience is key, and if you're planning on making this your full-time job, your full-time income, then you need to sit at this computer 8 hours a day, whether you're trading or not, trading in a simulator. And if you're trading in a simulator and you're not treating it like your real cash, you're not going to learn anything. All right, so let's say you got in here to go short and you had no reason why. Why did you take that short, right? And then it comes up here and you add 5 contracts, and it comes up here and you add 20 contracts. Okay, it's real easy to get your money back playing games and making it fake. So if that's what you do in a simulator, you're not helping yourself. Bad habits are hard to break, right? The more you feed them, the more they grow. All right, guys, so again, that's the game plan. You know, we're waiting in this area right now to see, are we going to come up here and fail? Are we going to come up here and retest and break through? You know, the overnight inventory is once again what? Everybody say it with me. 100% net short, right? Overnight inventory is 100% net short, right? This is yesterday's close. We are once again, I think we're going on 3 days now where the overnight inventory has been 100% net short, and then we get that big reversal in the afternoon. And again, now let's say the news that comes out tomorrow and it's fantastic, well, then this market's probably going to want to work itself down here so big money can buy low and sell high. All right? Unfortunately, we're not privy to that information prior to it coming out, but we can sometimes get a feel for what it's going to be by how the market acts prior to that news coming out. And again, you cannot always rely on that theory, but it's a good tool to have in your toolbox. And you'll see as you join us live and you trade every month the same news over and over and over and over again. Again, repetition is the name of the game, right? Repetitiveness. Remember, the market never wants to go anywhere aimlessly. It's not walking through the desert wondering where it's, gonna go. It has objectives. It wants to either go down to a specific area or up to a specific area. All right? Your job as a trader is to determine where. What are you looking for, and how do you know how to best prepare for the day? All right? And that's what this is all about. Pre-market prep, all right? And you're going to get to pick this up relatively easy. The more you follow it, the more you watch it, the more you trade with me. Again, we're going to be going live here first week of October if that hurricane does not come. All right? But if it does, it's just going to be a couple weeks. We're going to have to put it off or so, depending. It may not even show up. We're praying that the hands of the Lord will keep this storm away from us. So that's our game plan. That is our goal. This is what you're looking for today. So just be careful. Wait for your setups. This is looking good so far. We tried once, tried twice, right? That's what we're looking for. Coming down, and where the bear's going to want to take it, they're going to want to take it right down to here where they did for the last couple of days, right? On Friday and Monday, okay? This is what we're looking for. That's why we weren't looking to go short back here. All right? Again, the market has a plan of its own. It's a system, and the system works and repeats itself time and time again. All right, guys, so that's pretty much it on the pre-market prep. All right, remember, whenever you start seeing zones like this, mark off your top, mark off your bottom, and then get that no trade zone going on in the middle. All right, and then expect the push to the upside and the downside outside of your zone. All right, and once you start see it leaving the zone, well, now that's irrelevant anymore, and you can go ahead and remove it. All right, so right now we got to wait to see what we're doing, but right now we're building that zone. Okay, so you're not looking to take any trades in here. All right, not even looking to take a breakout of the first bar in either direction. I wouldn't. All right, because we have a tight range going on here right now. So if we break to the upside, you want to wait for that confirmation before you get ready to go long. And if we break to the downside, we're most likely going to continue down. But again, just wait for the confirmation. Let's see if this plays out or if we just break through. All right, your confirmation is if you get that big bar close, right? If it closes below and then you get the fuel from all these stops right here on this bar. Let's see, because now it's looking good. All right, let that bar close. If it closes below those stops, we're going to take a short. See, this sometimes it plays out right in front of you. Sometimes it doesn't. Let's keep that there since that's where we are. Again, this is a nice area. You're close to the 20. We're not really close right here. But if this bar does close, I'm going to go ahead and put my sell order in. Right, you want to wait for that confirmation bar, the bar to close. Because at the last second, it could rip right back up into that no trade zone. So wait for a close of that bar. And then the second bar, we're not going to, well, we'll see. But if this is a big, strong red bar, we're probably not going to get much pullback here. Because then we know where it wants to go. But we could get a pullback right to here. All right, so we just closed that bar. It is red. I'm going to wait for a little bit of a pullback. And now we're in. And now I'm going to put my stop just above the close of the previous candle. We know where this thing wants to go, right? If we look to the left, we don't have anything preventing us. We have this little level right here, all right, on the smaller time frame. But now let's look at our measured move. All right, let's get a little bit of a measured move going on here. One leg, market likes to make moves of two, right? That brings us almost right down into this zone. So I'm going to leave I'm going to leave my take profit right here. Actually, we are at 8:30 already. Wow. So maybe... Let me change my parameter time. But yeah, so I'm just going to leave my stop right there. Yeah, we're kind of right in the middle of that congestion to the left, so it's a good place for it. Now, if I had 2 positions, I would probably, let's say I had 4, I would probably be looking to close out 2 of them here. I would close out another one here and let my other one run down to here. Alright, but yeah, I have full confidence in this. Again, we're in a downtrend. We already passed this. We came back and tested it just like we said. Right, we got that close, the candle close below this. But we don't see a lot of big follow through, so typically these moves, like I said, but the closer you get to 9:30 is when these moves will really play out and run fast. And that's another reason why, you know, pre-market, you just want to be cautious. You don't want to look to gain the world in any of your trades. So yeah, okay, you don't want to lose more than 1 bar, all right? You want your risk reward to be where you're going to stay in the game for a while, right? And right now, I don't think the risk to reward is that big. But again, we're in the pre-market hours, so you're not looking to get rich. But that is a good high probability setup, good high probability trade. Probably should have took some more contracts on it, but is what it is. We're good. And what I didn't realize, but if you look at that measured move that we just showed you, the 1 leg, 2 legs, that measured move brings you right into this area. Doesn't bring you all the way down, which would make me think that we would get 3 legs. 1, 2, then a little pullback, and then get that 3rd leg, which will bring us right back down to that area. Alright, so I'm just going to let this play out. I want to keep these pre-market preps short. Don't want to hold you guys up, and I'll let you know how it turned out. Alright guys, that's the game plan for today. Alright, have an excellent day trading. We'll see if we do a little bit live trading again later, but I really want to focus on this 30-day boot camp for now. So we're looking for that. We got the first measured move. We're waiting for the second one to play out, and then do we get that 3rd one back into that zone before we start to work our way back up to the upside. All right, that's the game plan. That's what we're looking for. So we got a lot of buyers coming in on this candle. So maybe I will just close this out here for that small profit right now. Because again, if it's, we really need that volume, and we have a lot of, we'll see. The hedge funds won't start trading till 9:30. You know, sometimes the market makers will start dumping positions overnight, but for the most part, the big money is coming in from 9:30 till 11:30, and then they'll start buying or selling again at the end of the day. But the market makers will trickle it in throughout the entire day. All right, so keep that in the back of your mind. But with this bar, you know, that's a pretty solid bar. And now it just came almost to it. All right, we got filled. Good, beautiful. All right, so there it is. That bar had me a little concerned. But again, we are in that time zone. All right, guys, so there was a live trade in the pre-market prep. That was awesome. Again, exactly how we called it out. We wouldn't have traded in this zone. We would wait for the first bar to close below it, and then we would place our trade just below that previous bar. So, perfect execution. We had that pattern drawn out. And again, I'm still looking for a little bit more downside. But with that previous bar, I don't know. I wouldn't be wanting to get in this area again, right? We already made our money. Case closed, right? So we're not looking to just jump right back in again. And I think we should come down into this area. And I don't want to say like I think, but I could say that because I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm looking at, all right? Then that's how I want you guys to become. So when you do think, you're thinking in the right terminology, technical analysis, and in terms of how the market actually works. All right? Because then when you think, you're actually thinking with the market, and your personal thoughts are outside of the market, if that makes sense. All right, so anyhow, God bless, and I'll see y'all later. Have a great one.